everyone, my name's Pam. I reside in Indiana. I am a single mother of two boys. One is age 9 and the other one will be 2 at the end of this month. Um, the first seizure that I know that I had was in September of 2011. It was a typical work day at Arby's, and my manager and another employee had asked me to drop chicken into the fire, and that's the last thing I remember. I remember being woke up with paramedics in my face saying I had a seizure, and of course those of you who have had grand mal seizures or any other type of seizure that kind of puts you out of it and you're confused. And well, that was my first one, and about a week later I had another grand mal. And at the time, the neurologist I had just wasn't doctor material, in other words. Like, I would ask him why I was having the seizures, what was bringing them on, and he never gave me an answer. Saying how he didn't have a spot on his hands. So I was just point blank. I was like, right down the hall is my file. Could you please let me know? Well, his response was, well, during your EEG and the strobe light test, the lower left lobe of my brain was throwing sparks. So that's all I knew was the lower left lobe of my brain was the problem. He tried me on, I'd say, 8 different medications, which none of the fact worked at all. And then back in January of 2014, I found an amazing neurologist. Right off the bat, he was ordering CT scans, 24-hour EEGs, and blood work, and just test after test after test. And then this past September, I ended up having to do a 48-hour EEG, which, wasn't much fun being in a room, no windows, but within that 48-hour period, I had between 8 to 9. I believe it was 8. But my neurologist and the rep from Cyberonics had tried to push for this VNS. And of course, with the insurance I have, they needed a lot more. Like, anytime my blood work was taken, one level would be perfect, and then the next level would not be high enough or close to where it needed to be. And come to find out, it was the birth control was on. So I just pretty much stopped. The birth control was on, and that made a huge difference. So after 6 months of fighting I was able to get my VNS, which my surgery was on December 1st, 2014. And although I haven't noticed like dramatic changes or anything with it, I have noticed some changes, I guess you could say. Unless, of course, my clusters come about. Now, like, I have complex partial, which when those clusters come about, I'll start off saying I don't feel right. Just like I feel off and can't understand. And then it's almost like I'm in a drunken state of mind. I can't walk, I can't talk, I'm running into things, I'm falling over, when I'm talking, I'm not making any sense. And then, of course, my pupils are humongous. Now, my grandma's seizures, those tend to happen at night when I'm sleeping. One thing I've noticed, though, is at night, my body will begin to just jerk. More so, my legs. Try and think of some other side effects right off the top of my head. I've noticed that if I get a really bad headache, and the longer it lasts and the more intense it gets, I know that the worse the seizure's going to be. Now since, no, I know I'm jumping back and forth and I apologize, but back in December when I had the VNS, although I was excited thinking, okay, this is something else on top of the medication to help control my seizure activity. Unfortunately, my left vocal cord was damaged. I waited and waited and waited. I had called the surgeon's office. They have a portal. I left plenty of messages, and all they could do was tell me, keep an eye on it. Hoarseness is the side effect, and this and that. And tell me to keep them updated. Well, I'd say probably about the middle of February, I knew something wasn't right. So I got in touch with my ENT, and although I kind of knew with my own research as to what was happening, my left vocal cord at the time was not working. So he told me to come back in 2 months, which my 2 months was April 13th. And it's still not working. So he got me a surgery date, which was supposed to be tomorrow morning. But I get a call last week saying how my insurance won't pay for him to do it at his facilities, which I think is really weird because all of you other VNS patients know the VNS procedure is rather expensive. So now I pretty much have to play tag with my primary and the insurance and back and forth to find a provider within my insurance network. And so far, nothing's happening. And then today, I went to see my primary doctor because this little thing right here, I had started to notice it right before I was pregnant with my 2-year-old, during, or after. And it just keeps growing. So I had a biopsy on that. So it just seems like it's one thing or another. But it's my kids and my family, my friends, and one person in particular who I stay in contact with email each and every day. Kind of help each other out with things that are bothering us, and which makes me feel good to help her. And as she stated, you know, it makes her feel good. So, any questions, leave below, or comment. If not, that's okay. This is my first video on it, so I'm just kind of throwing things together here. If there's anything I had forgot to mention, please let me know. Oh, but wait. Since May 1st, it's been exactly 5 months since my VNS surgery. And since everybody is like all about the scars and the magnet and everything else, I figured I'd give it a try. Although, since my left vocal cord isn't working, the most effect I get is like a choking sensation. But let's go with the scar first. My neck. And there's that. Now, however, I was going to use cocoa butter at first, but I said, what the heck with it? It's part of me. Anybody has a problem? They don't need to look at me, right? Okay, magnet time. Now this magnet here, well, the band, I ordered offline because, for one, I love skulls. I'm not too much of a pink person, but I really like it. Alright. And that's that. Like I said, all it is like a get a coffin here or two, and it's not bothersome. It doesn't hurt. Now, if you're wanting to order a band like this, there is a website. It's called the Medical Ice. Hang on. The medicalidstore.com. They have several to choose from. Now, my 9-year-old, he loves wearing my magnet all day. Excuse me. All day, every day. And we got to looking on the website, and since, of course, I'm a girl, it's pink. He keeps telling me how I need to get him a boyish one And he's found quite a few, but he's really stuck on to the blue camo. So again, any questions, leave below, and I'll get back to you. Thank you.